Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Westman comes past 3 Chinese warships in Philippine waters. BRP Ramon Alcaraz to join multilateral naval exercise in Indonesia. DA to impose 55 pesos maximum SRP on imported rice. Comelec hits printing target of 1.5 million per day.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Wednesday, February 5, and this is AFP Community News, your source for the updates of the armed forces and other informations across the country. I am Rofh Suzon-Abay here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, the Western Mindanao Command detected 3 People's Liberation Army Navy warships traversing Philippine territorial waters. Westmincom reported that the Chinese vessels, first monitored in the West Philippine Sea last Sunday, navigated through Mindoro Strait towards the Sulu Sea. The warships were identified as a Renhai-class cruiser-guided missile, a Jiankai-class frigate 2, and a Type 903 Fuji-class replenishment oiler. While foreign vessels are permitted to pass through international maritime routes, Westmincom Chief Lieutenant General Antonio Navarrete noted that China did not coordinate diplomatically with the Philippines. In response, Westmincom deployed 2 Philippine Air Force aircraft and Philippine Navy's ships to monitor and challenge the Chinese warships.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Navy will deploy BRP Ramon Alcaraz PS-16 to participate in the multilateral naval exercise Komodo in Bali, Indonesia from February 15 to 22. Philippine Navy spokesperson Captain John Percy Alcos confirmed that the Philippine Marine Ready Force will send a naval task group for various maritime security and humanitarian exercises. Alcos emphasized that MNEK strengthens regional and global cooperation in maritime security operations and disaster response. The Philippine Navy will also participate in the International Fleet Review and Maritime Security Symposium. MNEK, organized by the Indonesian Navy, has been held annually since 2014, bringing together navies from the Indian Pacific Oceans for joint training and collaboration.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let's hear some updates from Spencer Ross about RCPA installs new commander.
The Reserve Command Philippine Army welcomed its new commander in a change of command ceremony presided over by the Commanding General of the Philippine Army, Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido, held at Camp de Dios, Tanza, Cavite City. Major General Ramon P. Sagala, Philippine Army, replaced RCPA Acting Commander Brigadier General Samuel V. Manzano, who also took helm of the command in an acting capacity, succeeding Major General Romulo A. Manuel Jr., who bowed out of service last 20 January 2025. Lieutenant General Galido, in his message, conveyed his gratitude to the acting commander and expressed his confidence that a new designated RCPA commander will take responsibility of ensuring that the reserve force remains ready and capable of meeting security challenges.
This time, your comfort zone will now be put to a test. Your reach is not virtual. Your reach has to be physical right now. It's from the furthest up north in Mabulis to down south to Pagungan, Tawi-Tawi, and to the westernmost in the Kalayaan Island to the easternmost of Samar. This is now your reach, not virtually, but physically.
Major General Sagala, prior to his new designation as the new RCPA chief, was the commander of the Civil Relations Service Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Presidential Security Group.
In his remarks, Major General Sagala said the designation is both a challenge and a blessing. A challenge because of a role played by the reserve force in the nation's defense and security, and a blessing for he felt like he's coming home.
To develop, we will increase the frequency of purposeful training to enhance our reservist skills, ensuring they are mission ready. On organize, we will organize our forces where they live, work, and study, making defense more localized and effective. On training, we will train relentlessly, promoting move, shoot, communicate capabilities. On equip, we will equip our reserve units properly to ensure operational readiness. And finally, on control, we will maintain control by fostering inclusivity and engagement, being present in our reserve units, working alongside with them, and strengthening our RCDGs and CDCs, and all follow-on and attached forces.
Meanwhile, present during the ceremony were Major General Sagala's family, friends, officers, and personnel from the RCPA and the troops from his previous unit, the CRS-AFP. This is Spencer Ross reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer Ross.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For other news, the Armed Forces of the Philippines is closely monitoring developments related to DeepSeek, a Chinese artificial intelligence model amid international security concerns. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francil Margaret Padilla emphasized the military's commitment to national security and strict data protection standards. She also assured that if the Philippine government bans DeepSeek, the AFP will swiftly comply to safeguard critical infrastructure and information systems. Meanwhile, the AFP continues to prioritize cybersecurity, remaining vigilant against potential risks to the country's security.
DWDD National News.
And now for our national news, the Department of Social Welfare and Development reaffirmed that beneficiaries of the Ayuda sa Kapos ang Kita program must meet strict eligibility criteria with no guarantees for referrals from politicians or organizations. DSWD Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao emphasized that social workers thoroughly assess income, family support, and external resources before granting the cash aid. The agency has submitted enhanced guidelines for ACAP to the Office of the President and the Department of Budget and Management for approval. Set for conditional implementation in 2025, ACAP aims to assist low-income earners affected by inflation.
Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from BEA, but CA confirms 31 AFP generals and senior officers.
Yes, Rofh, the Commission on Appointments confirmed the ad interim appointments of 31 generals, flag officers, and senior military officers in Pasay City, reinforcing leadership development within the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Leading the newly promoted officers is Lieutenant General Antonio Navarrete, commander of Western Mindanao Command. The AFP emphasized that these confirmations uphold military professionalism and recognize the officers' exceptional service and operational effectiveness. This Beatrice reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Bea.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Agrarian Reform distributed 211,751 land titles to 203,839 agrarian reform beneficiaries nationwide last 2024, reinforcing the government's commitment to land ownership for farmers. DAR Undersecretary Luis Mianrado Pangulayan reported that the titles include 134,736 electronic titles and 77,015 certificates of land ownership award under the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. He reminded ARBs to comply with land use regulations, warning that violations such as misuse, abandonment, or illegal conversion could result in disqualification. Meanwhile, DAR continues implementing the new Agrarian Emancipation Act, condoning 57.56 billion pesos in unpaid land amortizations for 610,054 arbs cultivating 1.173 million hectares.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Agriculture will impose a 55 peso per kilogram maximum suggested retail price for imported rice starting today. This is 3 pesos lower than the level set on January 20. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. said the MSRP could be further reduced in coming weeks to below 50 pesos a kilo by early March. The DA is expecting that these should reflect the lower global prices of rice and the reduced tariff.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now let's hear a report on the ground about CA confirms appointments of 12 Philippine Air Force officers. Going for the details.
Yes, Rofh, the Commission on Appointments, or CA, confirmed the ad-interim appointments of 7 Philippine Air Force, PAF generals, and 5 colonels on Senate of the Philippines in Pasay City yesterday. Among the confirmed officers are Major General Ulysses Marquez, Chief of Air Staff, and Major General Ramil Oloroso, Air Mobility Command Chief, along with other key commanders and senior officials. The PAF hailed the confirmations as a testament to its commitment to excellence and professionalism in serving the nation. This is Kat reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Kat.
DWDD National News.
The Senate ratified the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the bill resetting the first ever Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao to October 13, 2025. Senator J.V. Ejercito said that the Bicam committee, which convened earlier, adopted the Senate version of the bill as the working draft. He also reported the provisions of the present reconciled bill that accompanies the Bicam report. Under the reconciled version, the conferees came to an agreement to set the first regular election of the BARM on October 13, 2025, and that the next election shall be held and synchronized with the 2028 national elections and every 3 years thereafter.
DWDD National News.
The Commission on Elections has achieved its printing target of 1.5 million ballots per day. COMELEC Chairperson George Erwin Garcia said that as of February 3, the National Printing Office had exceeded their 1.5 million ballots to 1.8 million per day. Garcia explained that printing on a daily basis has reached 1.8 million and they hope that it will reach 2 million per day. The poll body is also confident that it will finish on time the printing of the 73 million ballots needed in the upcoming midterm elections.
Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from Jai. Army PNP honor wounded personnel after clash with criminals.
Yes, Rofh, Brigadier General Felix Ronnie Baba, commander of the 101st Infantry Brigade, recognized the bravery of an Army sergeant and 2 SWAT officers wounded in a joint police-military operation in Tagum City. Staff Sergeant Ivan Borche, Police Staff Sergeant Evan Tapayan, and Police Corporal Jason Baliad received wounded personnel medals and military commendation medals at hospitals. The operation resulted in a neutralization of 3 criminals with potential links to election-related violence. Brigadier General Babak praised the officers' heroism, reaffirming the Army's commitment to peace and order alongside the PNP in Davao del Norte. This is Joy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. appointed Dr. Edwin Mercado, a U.S.-trained orthopedic surgeon, as President and Chief Executive Officer of the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. Mercado took his oath before the President in Malacanang on Tuesday. Before his appointment, he served as Vice Chairperson of the Mercado General Hospital and Qualimed Health Network since 2021. The Presidential Communications Office said that Mercado has demonstrated proven leadership and executive and strategic planning expertise.
DWDD National News.
Solicitor General Bernardo Guevara defended the legality and necessity of the 60 billion fund transfer from PhilHealth to Bureau of the Treasury. Guevara rejected allegations of technical malversation, asserting that the transfer was within legal bounds and aligned with the government's authority to reallocate the underutilized funds to support priority programs under the 2024 General Appropriations Act. He also assured that the SC there was no dark or sinister plan behind the transfer despite criticism. The controversy stemmed from the government's reallocation of surplus funds from PhilHealth's indirect contributors to support unprogrammed appropriations in the 2024 General Appropriations Act.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Gio about 6.5 enhances mess system to improve soldiers' dining experience.
Yes, Rofh, the 6th Field Artillery Battalion has upgraded its mess management system, providing new mess kits, utensils, and a cleaner, well-ventilated dining area to ensure efficient and hygienic meal service for its personnel. The 6th Field Artillery Battalion emphasized that these improvements are vital for maintaining troop energy, morale, and unit cohesion. They reinforce the battalion's commitment to soldier well-being and operational effectiveness. This is Gio reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gio.
DWDD National News.
For other development story, the Senate approved a measure that mandates the expansion of the Philippine General Hospital from 1,334 to 2,200 beds. The PGH is the country's largest government tertiary hospital, catering to over 700,000 patients annually. The hospital has long been operating beyond its capacity, with occupancy rates sometimes exceeding 200%, resulting in patients having to share beds or be treated in hallways. Senator Bongo, author and principal sponsor of Senate Bill 2928, expressed gratitude to his fellow senators for supporting the legislation, as he emphasized how PGH is an important institution for the citizens who need free, quality medical services.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Education announced that it will focus on constructing disaster-resilient school buildings and securing additional resources. This is as part of the agency's commitment to provide resilient education for Filipino learners. DepEd Secretary Sonny Angara said that their facilities must have structural integrity to withstand stronger typhoons and earthquakes. DepEd emphasized that ensuring schools are disaster-resilient aligns with the Marcos administration's commitment in strengthening the education sector.
Armed Forces Radio.
From Solcom, let us hear from Sena about 903rd Infantry Brigade empowers youth against CTG recruitment in Sorsogon.
In a proactive effort to shield the youth from exploitation and misinformation, the 903rd Infantry Brigade successfully conducted a lecture on the youth recruitment scheme of the Communist Terrorist Group during the Information Dissemination Campaign 2025, facilitated by 31st Infantry Charge Battalion, held at a Millennium College Incorporated, PO Sorsogon City. This initiative aimed to raise awareness and equip students with the knowledge to recognize and resist deceptive recruitment of the local CTGs. This youth campaign program underscores a unified and strategic approach in fostering community resilience and ensuring that the youth remain steadfast in their pursuit of education and productive endeavors free from the influence of violent extremist ideologies. Team Patriot and its partners reaffirm its commitment to protecting the youth from any kind of violence through sustained education and proactive engagement. It cultivates a stronger, informed generation that thrives in peaceful, secure, and progressive society. This is Sana from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sana from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
Moreover, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has named retired Police General Isagani Neres as the new chief of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. This was confirmed by Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin. Neres replaced another retired police general, Moro Virgilio Lazo, who served at the helm of the Anti-Narcotics Agency since October 2022. Prior to his new post, Neres also served as Undersecretary for Police Affairs and Presidential Advisor on Military and Police Affairs.
DWDD National News.
The Bureau of Customs seized a motor tanker and 11 lorry trucks carrying smuggled fuel worth 128 million pesos at the Subukin port in San Juan, Batangas. Customs Commissioner Benvenido Rubio said the seizure resulted from the swift and decisive action of the operative team after receiving derogatory information. Rubio said the illegal and fraudulent entry of smuggled fuel at the Paihi system hurt not only the legitimate fuel distributors, but more so our consumers, the Filipino people, because unmarked fuel put them at risk and hazard. He also noted that the importance of ensuring only tested and safe fuel reaches the market.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Gina about 3rd ID Acting Commander Joint Security Discussion for 2025 elections.
Yes, Rofh, Brigadier General Michael G. Samson, Acting Commander of the 3rd Infantry Division, participated in the Regional Joint Security Control Center 6 focus group discussion in Iloilo City. The discussion, led by Commission on Elections Region 6 Director Attorney Dennis L. Ausan, finalized security and contingency plans for the 2025 midterm elections. Key officials from the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine National Police, and Philippine Coast Guard also attended. Brigadier General Samson reaffirmed 3ID's commitment in ensuring a credible and secure election, working closely with COMELEC and law enforcement agencies to safeguard voters and election officials. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD National News.
For our weather update, Luzon will experience cloudy skies with rains due to the northeast monsoon or amihan, while the rest of the country will have the same weather conditions spurred by the easterlies. According to Pag-asa, Cagayan Valley, Cordillera, Aurora, Quezon, and Camarines Norte will have cloudy skies with rains brought by the amihan. Amihan will also affect Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon. Caraga, Davao Region, and Soc-Sargen may expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms as a result of the easterlies, while the rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that concludes today's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio, the DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rofh Suzon-Abay for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.